All right, gentlemen, let's move on to our next story, which is also still about security. In war, the first step towards victory is to recognize the enemy. But it becomes even more complex when you have to contend with an enemy within. The long arm of the law has caught up with the 7 police corporal, Aliyu Abubakar, attached to X-Squad when operatives of the Sokoto State Command of the Department of State Services, DSS, arrested him for allegedly hiding and hospitalizing a wanted bandit, Dogo Gide. The policeman is cooling off in a detention facility of DSS for the alleged crime. Now you wonder why banditry is taking so long to be defeated. Siken, let me start with you. A country dealing with economic sabotage and security sabotage.
Yes, 2 things. But quickly, let me just sign off on that issue that we discussed. Then we must have a constitutional amendment on the role of the military. I'm saying this based on law. We can draft in the military, we can draft in the army, we can draft in the air force. But what I said is, according to the constitution, the primary responsibility of our military is what I've stated. The police also have their... The police, are they doing what they're supposed to do? That is one. Are we funding them enough? That is enough. That is what my own roundup on that. But on this particular issue, what I don't understand, maybe BQ can enlighten us more, because BQ has mentioned this guy's name over. In fact, you should have started with BQ, not myself, because he knows them. he knows them. He has mentioning this guy's name, and the question I wanted to ask was it that he was captured, and it was realized that a policeman treated him, or that he treated him and allowed him to go? Because the issue we have been saying time and time again is that when you see either the military or the security agency say that, oh, they've killed a kingpin. If you understand what they've killed a kingpin, and I'm trying to see the names of the kingpin, and the non-kingpins, none of them have been killed. You just see that somebody is just somebody that they just mentioned. So one of the rookies.
Is this guy really dead?
Last week when some people were carrying that story, Asuko James came to me and said, they said they killed Ogogide. I said, hold on. I will call somebody. If I call that person, I will know whether he's dead. Because I followed this guy for between 5 to 6 years. Many times he's been reported that he's dead and he didn't die. So I was not convinced that he was dead. Now we have this story. You see, these boys, they have friends among some of the most powerful in our society. I know a governor, for example, who had his phone number, who will call him and say, please, don't. Because he controls from Niger right up to Katsina. Today, I can rate him as the strongest bandit in Nigeria. And you rate them by the caliber of weapons at their disposal and the number of men that they have. He was the one who carried out the kidnapping of the government secondary school Kagara boys in Rafi local government of Niger State. That school that Senator Shehu Sani attended. They packed those boys some years back. He was the one who led that operation. The kidnapping of the FGC FGC Sabon Yauri student, it was also Dogo Gide that carried out the operation. He was the one who shot down the aircraft of the Air Force, and we lost a number of our airmen and our pilots. He was the one. So he's capable of carrying out some very daring and very big attacks. And to that extent, he also has friends, because he has resources. So corrupt people within the armed forces we provide them with information. All of the time that they keep telling us, oh, Dogo Gide, this, Bello Tuji, how do they usually know that we are going to carry out a raid? And by the time you bomb their camp and you do a post-operation analysis, you see that you then kill the people that you are supposed to kill. Because perhaps the camp had even been emptied before the military carried out a raid. That is how these guys, and they are very mobile. I was discussing with the chief of air staff. He said, these guys are very mobile. They don't stay in one place. So within his area of influence, he will be moving around. He also has ties with Boko Haram. So there are some operations that they will do together, especially in the North Central. You know, the man who used to be the leader of bandits in the Northwest, Buhari Ndaji, that's his name. It was Dogo Gide that killed him. He killed him and left his corpse to rot inside Dansadao forest in Zamfara State. Dansadao is in Maru local government of Zamfara State. He left the corpse there. So we have a big issue taming some of these guys. If we have bad eggs, black legs, who give information about movement of troops, we have an issue. And it's not the first time. Even in the Northeast, we've seen soldiers working against the collective. They give information about movement of troops. These guys will go and ambush our troops and kill our troops. Some of the things happening in the theater of operation are better not said in public. Honestly. Do you know that in some cases, even men of the armed forces will help these guys to go and buy Indian hemp that they smoke? And our guys know some of the hideouts. I don't want, you see, it will seem as if one is criticizing these guys, yet they make a lot of sacrifice. But I know that we need to do better. I've interviewed bandits before. I mentioned the hideout of a bandit is still there as we speak. And I said, this is his hideout. If I know it, the people in the theater should also know. So why haven't we taken them out? Why haven't we taken them out? This is the point. A bandit killed 18 soldiers in one day. We did not avenge the killing. We did not avenge the killing. He killed 18 soldiers in one day. In Shimfida. Shimfida is a village in Katsina State. He did not, led by a captain, he killed them. We didn't avenge the killing. That bandit leader is still alive. So we need to do much better. That is a fact. Kudos to them for all that they have done. They are my friends. But even to your friends, you must speak the truth.
Absolutely. Secure.
Yes, you know, the question I still ask is, which I still want an answer to, is, was it that he was arrested, or that because the police guy who treated him was arrested?
Okay.
Was it just he treated him and he was left to go? Or that
would be the case.
He gave him refuge.
Okay.
He gave him refuge when they were closing in on him.
Okay.
Because they announced that he was injured during an operation with the armed forces, a joint operation. They announced some months back that he was injured. But they couldn't get their hands on him.
So he was not arrested.
And this is the kind of person that they would like to catch alive. Because if you catch him alive, it's a tremendous human resource from whom you can get a lot of information. Now, he was injured, but he escaped. What they didn't know was that when he escaped, it was actually a policeman that gave him refuge. And the policeman is not necessarily a nurse. But during that period, he will have access to the nurse who will take care of his injuries and all that. So they've not finished the investigation. The DSS is still, you know, these days, and they are careless, they make phone calls, they can track those calls. So the DSS is still working on this. And you know, the DSS is reluctant to open up because this is an interagency issue. So that it doesn't look that we are bad-mouthing the police, we are trying to show that the police is full of bad eggs and all that. So they are very careful, but the name of the person has been released, and they are still...
Because should that be at the detriment of the security of a nation?
Every group has a Judas.
Okay.
The armed forces have a lot of bad eggs. Remember the ones that killed that cleric who gave them a ride. He just felt, these are soldiers. In other climes, soldiers are respected. Let me give these guys a ride. He tried to help. They shot him. They wanted to steal his car. So do you expect a soldier serving the Northeast to be a car thief? Is that what any right-thinking person would think about? But these things happen. Some of these people get bribed. Some of these guys get bribed. We must admit it. Even the former chief of defense staff said he was worried about the rate at which soldiers were working for bandits. If you Google it, you will see the story. I'm not telling a long story. He said the rate at which bandits and terrorists the soldiers were working for them. Some of them were being arrested. So this sort of thing is not new. It cuts across the security agencies, and it's something that we must address. A very dangerous fellow like that, capable of carrying out big bandit attacks, somebody who can shoot down an Air Force aircraft, is what someone will go and be conniving with. It's dangerous.
We hope that he gets arrested soon. Gentlemen, let's go on a break. And when we come back, we will move on to other matters. Please stay with journalist Hangout. We'll be right back.